And welcome everybody to Super Regional Weekend, NCAA Division II Baseball, as the Tampa Spartans will host the West Florida Argonauts in a best-of-3 series here at Tampa Stadium on the campus of the University of Tampa. The Spartans come in after winning the regional last weekend right here on this field, and they have improved their record to 47-8 on the season. West Florida winning in the Florida Southern Regional, and they are 36-19 on the season. Both teams took the hard way, the long way, to get to this Super Regional, as the Spartans had to win 5 games, including beating Mississippi College in back-to-back games last weekend to get to this point. And what a game they had to play on Sunday to advance to this. They went down 8-1 after 5 innings against Mississippi College. Didn't look good, but the Spartans battled back, tied it in the bottom of the 9th, and then won it in the bottom of the 10th for a 9-8 victory and moved on here. West Florida had to go to Florida Southern and took down Florida Southern twice, the Mocs twice, to advance. Florida Southern was the top seed in that regional. So the Spartans the good thing is the Spartans can get back to their normal pitching rotation. They had to go 5 starters deep over the weekend. West Florida did as well, so both teams are back to normal as we get going for this game. It is today at 1 o'clock, it is tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and if necessary, Saturday at 1 o'clock will be the games this weekend. Spartans have C.J. Williams on the mound, and he comes in with a 12-3 record on the year. On the other side, Jacob Heath for West Florida, he comes in with a 6-3 record on the season. Starting lineups are being introduced. The West Florida Argonauts in the gray with the blue numerals. The Spartans are wearing their white pinstripes with black and red numerals. Jack Ike along with Taylor Stolworthy as we get ready for this game. And Taylor, it's a midday game. That means it is going to be hot out here, and we're already well into the 90s as we get ready for this game.
Yeah, certainly going to be very tough to deal with the heat down on the field. Of course, you don't just have the heat of the temperature today because it is a real feel of over 100 like it has been the last couple weeks, but that's just how it is for May baseball. You've also got the heat of trying to make it through the Super Regional. Tampa, of course, defending national champs. They've been able to make it out of the Super Regional their last time of asking, but in the past, Sunshine State Conference teams have given them hiccups in the latter stages of the tournament. For the first time ever, it's a Gulf South Conference foe that takes on Tampa in a Super Regional bid. And West Florida, they did great at Lakeland, and they're still going to be considered the underdog despite doing a great job to eliminate a top 10 team in the nation. Should be an exciting series. The Argonauts hoping to make it to the national championships. Tampa hoping to keep the repeat alive.
And we will get the game going right after our national anthem. So play ball here at the ballpark as the Spartans come in, the number 1 seed in this regional, ranked 2nd in the nation. They are the defending national champs. There are 8 other super regionals going on around the country this weekend. Most of them start today. A couple of them actually don't start until Friday. But this one will get everybody going here. And West Florida coming down here from Pensacola to take on the Spartans. And as we mentioned, it's going to be hot. Wind may not be much of a factor in today's game. They're saying it's out of the north at 5 miles an hour, which don't think will affect too much in terms of the ball. It's not a strong wind coming in. Starting lineups for today's game for West Florida. They will start off with Alex Urias, followed by number 2, Cade Easterbrook. Tanner Taylor, batting third, is the second baseman. Batting cleanup is Brent Rowell. He is the catcher. Number 13, batting fifth, is number 27, Brantley Willis. He is the designated hitter. Batting sixth, number 20, Jaden Fryman. He is the center fielder. Batting seventh, Ben Maskin, third baseman. Number 29, batting eighth, is Dom Presto. Number 3, he is the shortstop. And batting ninth is Dean Holtz. He is the right fielder and number 24. Spartans taking the field. As we mentioned, C.J. Williams will be on the mound. The field positions behind Williams. Williams on the mound. Joander Irigoyen will be behind the plate. Cole Russo at first base. Braden Woodburn at second. J.D. Urso had the game-winning RBI last Sunday afternoon, is at third. Nico Saladino, number 10, is at shortstop. Jordan Williams, the automatic double, number 19, is in left. Maddox King, number 41, is in center. And Edgardo Villegas, number 27, is in right. And as we've mentioned, when you look at the lineup, it fluctuates a little from game to game because Joe Urso has so many tools at his disposal, and you will see some changes. And we saw him all last weekend as he did some fancy maneuvering with his lineup, pinch hitting, defensive replacements, things like that, to get this team in a position to play for the Super Regional. Joe Urso, legendary coach at Tampa, the Spartans with 9 national championships to their credit. Mike Jeffcoat, longtime coach as well at West Florida. He's been the coach there since 2005 and did win a national championship not that many years ago. This is their first Super Regional appearance since they went to this Super Regional format. We have baseball cookies being handed out around the press box.
Always good to get some gifts for Super Regional time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Irigoyen with the throw down to second. Taken by Woodburn, tosses to Saladino to Urso, and the first batter coming to the plate against C.J. Williams will be Alex Urias.
He's been pretty good this season. He's almost batting .400. A very good freshman campaign for him. But not only that, he is a base stealing threat when he gets aboard. And given that he gets on board over 40% of the time, he is a constant source of, I think, discomfort on the mound. Because once someone that's good at stealing base reaches first, you always have to keep your eye on them.
Would mean both teams present that problem at the top of the order. First pitch, strike one call from Williams to Urias. Easterbrook on deck, Taylor in the hole. Fly ball, foul down into the Argos bullpen.
Safe to say Tampa's got a 1A, 1B, and 1C for their rotation.
Run this once in a while.
2 balls, 1 strike.
If it goes offline, that's when that problem comes up. Yeah, so you're good now. He was fine.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Spartans with the 9-8 win over Mississippi College to advance last weekend, and the Argos with an 8-3 win over number 2 Florida Southern to advance last weekend as well. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. One out, just underway. Top of the first, 1 down. Swing and a miss. He went upstairs and outside and didn't connect. 2 down. Strikeout for Williams. Brings Tanner Taylor to the plate.
It's got to feel good if you're Williams to get one of the most dangerous guys for West Florida to strike out to start the ball game. Easterbrook had the 3rd best slugging percentage on the team for the starting lineup at .495. And Tanner is definitely not an easy out, but carries a little less pop than some of his teammates. He's yet to go yard this season, but does get on base at a .381 rate.
First pitch is a ball to Taylor. Fly ball, deep. Williams to the wall, gone. Or did it hit the wall?
Hit the wall.
Okay, I thought it was up on the net. That is just a long single.
I was about to say, would have had the worst commentator's curse of all time, saying that he had no home runs and that one being his first.
Wow. Williams played that one perfectly off the wall. I thought, my first thought is it hit up above the yellow line. It did not. And so that is a 375-foot single. Brings Brent Rowell to the plate. Should make that Rowell.
Yeah, kind of like growl.
Yes. Tap foul.
And it kind of makes sense that his name kind of sounds like the growl a lion makes, because
Yes.
he's kind of been like that throughout his season at the plate. He's hitting .360, gets on base .423, .561 slugging percentage, so he's definitely a power threat, something to watch out for.
Rowell is the catcher. He was named All-South region. Ground ball, Woodburn ranging, down, throw. Got him at first. What a play by Braden Woodburn, sliding on the ground behind second. Looked over, saw he didn't have a play at second, threw it to first in time. So the base hit goes for naught. The Spartans will be coming to bat. No score after half an inning right here on
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
But
bottom of the first we go. As the Spartans come to the plate, they will have Jordan Williams leading off, the left fielder. Nico Saladino batting second. J.D. Urso, the third baseman, is third. Braden Woodburn, cleanup. Edgardo Villegas will bat fifth. Cole Russo will bat sixth. Joander Irigoyen seventh. Mike Valdez eighth. And Maddox King is ninth. Jacob Heath on the mound, the righty, a senior, 3.27 ERA. 6-3 record on the year, 77 innings pitched, 80 hits, 30 runs, 28 of them earned, walked 13, struck out 59, a really nice ratio there.
interesting note about Jacob Heath compared to Williams, they've both conceded the same amount of hits entering the game today. Williams 80, Heath 80. Heath has been a little bit less active. You know, we were talking with West Florida's coach before the game. They mentioned that there were weekends where they'd occasionally have a couple starters out, but they were able to battle through it. They got some great outings from guys further down in the bullpen to fill in, and that propelled them not only to a great season in the Gulf South Conference, but as they've heated up for the postseason, it's taken them to their first Super Regional. And since the South Region has turned to the Super Regional system, the first time a Gulf South team has made it.
Williams shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a strike call. Playing behind the bag at first, but in on the grass at third. The one strike pitch coming up from Heath. Outside.
We'll say they do their research on the opposition, because the thing that Maskin is waiting for over at the hot corner, it's a bunt for a hit. That is something that Williams occasionally likes to try. He's the fastest man in all of D2, so he uses that speed to try to get on board with leadoff bunts here and there.
Or you can just hit a base hit.
That's easier.
Solid single to right field, tossed in by Holtz. And the leadoff man is on, and that's exactly how the Spartans like to set the plate.
Yeah, one thing I'll definitely say is that Williams needed that hit. Throughout most of regional play, he struck out to start the game in, I think, all 3 of his matchups against Mississippi College. He was ice cold. He was struggling to get on board. Although when he did get on board, he'd usually make it second.
See if he goes. Nope, not yet.
He has Tampa's record, 73 stolen bases.
He will go. It's just a matter of when.
Might be the first ever Tampa player to hit 75 in a season, and if he's very active throughout this weekend and potentially national championships, should we beat the Argonauts.
There he goes. Pull the bunt away, throw down to second. He's in. One hop the throw, and Williams with the steal.
I think there's a chance that Williams could hit 80 by the end of the season, although it would take a miracle for him to chase down the 96 and 95 tallies, which are first and second for all time.
That would be getting on base every time you're up and nobody in front of you.
And stealing twice in a row, yeah.
And so he had the opportunity. Ball 1, Saladino. Again shows him, and that's a good bunt. Heath picks it up, throws it away. That's going to move the runners up. And it's going to score Jordan Williams as he was heading to third and came in when the ball bounced away. 1-0 Tampa. Heath fielded at the pitcher, threw to first, but threw wide, and the ball bounced away into the outfield. Williams never broke stride, and Saladino saw that it got away far enough that he goes into second.
That is just the patented Urso postseason small ball. You know, for a team like Tampa that is always so good at the plate, we draw so many walks, we have a lot of people that can take the ball deep. It is, I think, the most underrated part of this team. They know how to bunt, they're disciplined on the base path, and they can execute plays like that. Heath was about to get Saladino, just rushed his throw a little bit too much, and Williams said, "Thank you very much," able to trot 90 feet to home plate.
J.D. Urso hit the game winner last Sunday at the plate now. Ball 1. They go to second. Close, but he gets back.
They got him off guard, though. You
Yeah.
saw a little bit of a hesitation from Saladino. He was like, uh-oh.
And by the way, for tournament play, 4 umpires, 1 at each base. Heath out of the stretch, looks back at Saladino. Urso, whoa, that ball, that bat, made it to the outfield, just about. We saw that last weekend, too, with J.D.
Yeah, he was doing more hitting the ball to the outfield, though, than throwing his bat there. But what a last weekend it was for J.D. Urso, you know. I think he's motivated to try to get the Spartans a ring himself. The year he transferred to play at Miami was the year that Tampa won it all.
Last year.
So he's looking, I think, to try to help get a ring of his own, even though he can always borrow one from Joe Urso. He's got a couple. But
Joe would like to get one for every finger then.
Of course. And of course, Urso as well, hitting .625 right now in postseason play. Yeah, he is red hot.
1-1 pitch. Outside. 2-1. Base hit. Could plate another one. Tampa already up 1-0.
Tampa likes to score in bunches. They like to get something going and capitalize, and this is a great opportunity to. It's going to be up to Heath. Try to get a quick out here or
He's
something extra.
Urso really owned the baseline. A couple doubles right down the left field line, and they're giving him a lot of room there.
They are shifting a bit to the left, although partially I think they have Taylor watching Saladino. Because even though Saladino doesn't have 70 steals on the season, he's still active on the base path.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Tampa top 5, I think, are pretty proficient base stealers, with Urso, Woodburn, and Villegas each having 10+.
2-2 pitch, fouled off.
And then even the bottom of the order can be active, too, here and there. You've got Russo with 2 steals, Valdez with a couple steals. One time he actually stole home on a bit of a messy play, but one that worked out. And then, of course, the bottom of the order, Maddox King, who's got some speed as well.
2-2 to Urso. Fouled off again. Urso coming into the game 365 on the year. I remember earlier in the season, and we were a few series in, and I'm like, wow, he's only hitting like 280. Ooh, swing and a miss there, though. He goes down swinging. Off speed, started down the middle and broke out.
Yeah, Urso was aggressive. He was protecting and just went around a little bit early on that off-speed offering. But, you know, definitely some of the Spartans that we know are very good players have had slower starts to the season. Also note, of course, Mike Valdez. He was hitting below the Mendoza line for the first half, but he's now over 300 again, and he's been pretty much an every game player in the postseason for Tampa. You know, he's heated up at the right time, and JD, once he got back into the swing of things, you know, he was back to his usual self.
Woodburn at the plate, the cleanup hitter.
It was a crazy weekend for Woodburn. He had, I think, 3 or 4 home runs, including 2 in that pivotal final game against Mississippi College in Game 7.
Heath looks back. Ball just a little bit high.
That is a close call.
This time they are guarding the line, though they still have a lot of room in left field. Down the middle, strike call.
Yeah, they're guarding the corners, but if Woodburn can slap it through the hole, he can probably plate Saladino. And there's a notable one for second and first if he can send it the other way, but it's also because Taylor's pretty close to Saladino, eventually going to back off.
Ball high, 2-2 now. Heath with the look back. Here's the 2-2. Outside, full count.
Now Villegas on deck, and the thing about the Spartans is everyone just kind of naturally protects each other. You don't have any easy at-bats. You don't have someone where you can go, hey, I can walk them to face the next guy. No. Next person up is someone who can be just as dangerous.
3-2 on the way. Inside, ball 4. Runners at first and second, one out, and Villegas coming to the plate.
I think he wanted to go front door cutter that time. Good pitch, just a little bit inside. We've kind of got a skewed view. Wonder if the fans down center could have seen that a little more easily.
Villegas coming to the plate, 327 batting average.
He got healthy again just in time for the postseason, and he helps the Spartans when he's active, I'll tell you that.
First pitch, fly ball, left field. Does it stay fair? Down the line, making the catch. Nice catch by Urias, and the runners are not able to tag. I think he actually might have caught that in fair territory.
It was right on the edge of fair territory. Actually, I think he did catch it right over the line. I think what's kind of interesting, if Urso tagged up and ran, his rush throw was a little offline, so he could have gotten there safely, but very nice play by Urias.
Just stay down.
2 outs now for Russo.
Saladino at second, Woodburn at first. 2 outs, 1 run already in. Russo looks at it, ball 1. Now shortstop trying to hold Saladino on. And it's popped up. Possibly playable down the left field line. Caught. Nice job by Urias to make the last 2 outs of the inning. That one definitely foul, but stayed in the park, and he made the last 2 outs of the inning. Spartans do get a run on a base hit and an error and lead 1-0 after 1 right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Top of the second we go. Spartans on top, 1-0. C.J. Williams, solid first inning, gave up a base hit, but got a couple ground outs to end the inning.
Yeah, Williams was quick his last time out there. 13 pitches, 10 of them strikes. He also was able to get Easterbrook to swing and miss. But always going to be interesting to see how the rest of the team can kind of respond. I know Williams definitely has to enjoy that Tampa's given him a lead.
Coming to the plate, number 5 hitter, Brantley Willis. Brings in a .326 batting average. He's the DH in today's game. C.J. Williams winds and fires. But a little bit low, ball 1. Swing and a miss, fastball down the middle. Williams sets, winds and fires. Ball high. A busy spring for Tampa athletic teams, as the women's team will be playing in the College World Series up in, is it Chattanooga?
Yep, Chattanooga.
Starting tomorrow. Little lazy pop-up heading out to Woodburn, and he makes a catch. Not a lot of hang time. Woodburn just comes in. One up, one down.
Our first time in Tampa Spartan softball history that we made the national championships. And it's those performances, including our strength of women's lacrosse, that I believe gives us the conference women's sports title. Not just a specific sport, but for all of women athletics throughout the collegiate season, we won the rankings. I forget the name of it, but I saw it earlier today, that notification that we had barely beaten one of the teams by a few points. So give a credit to all our women's athletics. They are stellar throughout every single activity, from women's basketball, volleyball, and beyond. And, of course, even beach volleyball national champions, too.
Jaden Fryman now to the plate. 228 on the year. First of the starters not to be over 300. Behind 0-2.
Really good when you can have 6 players batting over 300 in your lineup. And, Tampa's lucky enough to have 7 of them, but to have 6 of them for the postseason, also really strong. And, Fryman
fouled off.
Definitely does better than I think some of the numbers suggest. He can get extra base hits. He even has a bit of pop as well with 5 long balls. If he can get hot at the right time, he could be a problem for the Spartans.
Infield playing way back on the 0-2 pitch. And Williams fires. Wow, he fooled him on that one. Fryman goes down swinging, 2 outs. You look at some of the players not in the Spartans lineup today, as we were talking about the depth of this team. Actually, Kevin Karstetter not available to play in this game.
Yeah, Karstetter will be back later in the series, but Tampa's got enough depth that they can go without Karstetter for a matchup if they really need to. Urso, he's been very flexible this season, was Tampa's longtime shortstop, but Salanino took over the role, I think, around a third of the way through the season. That sent Urso to first base, second base, the hot corner here and there. Tampa just kind of spoiled for choice at depth. So if they have to miss someone like Karstetter for a game, not the end of the world.
Pop up, infield. Urso calling it, gives way to Saladino, and the inning is over. Quick inning again for C.J. Williams. Nothing across, nobody on. We head to the bottom of the second, 1-0, Tampa on top.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Bottom of the second we go. Joander Irigoyen will lead off for Tampa. It'll be 7-8-9 here in the second. Irigoyen, Valdez, Maddox King, and a host of others. Tampa got on the board in the first inning on a Jordan Williams base hit, stole second, and then on a bunt by Nico Saladino, came in from second when the throw to first got away from the first baseman, went into the outfield, and Williams never broke stride. Irigoyen now coming to the plate at 3:14 on the year. Ball just missing. Heath sets. Ball low. Umpires for today's game: Nate Starr behind the plate, Ray Parrish at first, John Bennett at second, and Kevin Flay is at third. Some familiar names. Ground ball out to shortstop. One out.
Definitely got to give a shout out to our umpiring crew, I think, because they have to deal with the heat all day today. The good news is, not a doubleheader, so you don't have to go right back out into the sun after cooling off for 30 minutes at the Martinez Center. But, you know, they don't get to go into the dugouts in the middle of the innings, and I don't think there's a serious breeze that's helping them out either.
Not today, nope.
So they're kind of just dealing with the heat, and they're not even wearing the blue uniforms either. They're wearing the dark ones, and, you know, those are a little bit tougher to wear in the sun. I had to wear a couple dark polos throughout last weekend, and you can always tell the heat's a little bit tougher when you're wearing that instead of, say, the red or the white ones, or for the umpires, in their case, wearing the light blue ones.
Swing and a miss by Valdez. 0-2 now. Outside, 1-2. Valdez, 304 on the year. Fouled off down the line into the Argos bullpen.
It's currently empty. Heath has definitely recovered after giving up a run in the first inning, but also, if you think about it, the only two hits was Saladino getting on board with what was called a bunt single, then the error sent him to second and got Williams home. After that, struck out, walk, and 2 flyouts, which were nice catches by Arias.
1-2. Heath, even with no one on, out of the stretch. Ooh, inside, and he went around, couldn't get it. Strikeout for Heath. Heath striking out batters to walks at more than a 4-to-1 ratio. And it'll bring Maddox King, the number 9 hitter, to the plate.
King definitely got hot in the postseason last year, had a home run against Angelo State in the national championship. And he definitely fills that kind of defensive option for the Spartans to start in center field.
Swing and a miss here. He had a couple nice defensive plays last weekend. One where he went up over the yellow line and took away a home run at a It was all crucial time, but at a most crucial time last week. And a couple nice diving catches coming in. Strike call.
As during Schuyler's outing against Mississippi College, Tampa leading 2-0. King robbed a 3-run shot, and while it was a sac fly, it was always going to bring a run home when the ball was hit that deep.
(0-2). Looked good. Strike 3. Doesn't even waste the 0-2. Inning is over. Heath with another strikeout. We played 2, and it's still Tampa 1-0 over West Florida. Right.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Top of the third inning we go. C.J. Williams back on the mound. It will be Dom Presto, the number 8 hitter, followed by Dean Holtz. And then back to the top of the order with Alex Urias.
You know, both teams rocking with some solid pitchers. Not a huge surprise that we've got a bit of a defensive start on the board for both teams. I know Williams definitely motivated to rebound after Mississippi College's offense, which was red hot throughout the weekend. We're doing really good, but I think a big story for West Florida was their defense last weekend. They only conceded 12 runs in total. 11-6 win, 7-3 win against Florida Southern, and then actually 8-3 win against Florida Southern and a 7-3 win against Delta State.
Williams fires, a little bit low. Presto, the number 8 hitter, at 227 on the year. Inside corner, strike 1. 1-1.
No, it's shortstop. Majority of the time, you're not necessarily looking for the world's greatest bat. If you can get a good enough glove to play one of the toughest positions in the field well, that's going to be as useful as hitting 300.
Ground ball foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Williams fires in the dirt. Good block. Two count now. And the pitch. Fly ball. Left center field. Cruising over is King. And he makes the catch. Long high out.
Bit cloudier today in the sky, so that might eventually make things tricky to track fly balls, but King able to get under that one. I know sometimes last weekend there were teams kind of struggling with fielding. Usually happen in the afternoon games when the shadows creep onto the field. A 1:05 start PM for this game means that unlikely that the shadows are going to get that far unless we have like a 5-hour, 10-inning game, well, 12, 13-inning game or whatever, so.
Ball inside.
Don't think there will be any unnecessary weather that gets in the way of fly balls or balls back to the mound.
This is Dean Holtz at the plate, number 9 hitter, 243 on the year. That is hit. Williams going back, warning track, right in front of it. Drifts a little to his left, makes the catch for the second out. That one was hit high and deep, but stayed in the park.
mentioned at the start of the broadcast, Jack, the wind might not play a big factor, and I think it's definitely showing right here. Because if it was a little bit more wind going that direction, I think both of those balls could have potentially gone yard.
Well, it says it's out of the north at 5, which I believe means over the right field wall toward the third baseline. Top of the order, this is Urias, 0 for 1. Urias grounding out to Woodburn his first time up. Inside. Outside. 2-0.
I think it's the first time today Williams has actually thrown 2 balls to a batter. In the first inning, he had 3 balls in total, throwing 10 strikes on 13 pitches. Second inning, 8 strikes on 10 pitches. But now I actually think make it
Fouled off.
make it 2-2, I think.
Urias with that hefty .391 batting average.
Yeah, it's fixed. It doesn't have that thing across the top.
And the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball, fouled off. Stays 2-2.
What's even better for him is that this is his freshman season.
Yeah, he's adjusted.
I think so. He's the only underclassman in the starting lineup for West Florida. 3 juniors and 5 seniors.
Ground ball. Saladino on a hop. Russo scoops it out of the dirt to win the inning. Nice job by Cole with the backhand stop. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 2.5. Tampa still on top, 1-0. They'll send up the top of the order, Williams, Saladino, Urso, when we come back on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
We keep cruising along. We're in the bottom of the third. A 1-0 Tampa lead. Tampa scoring after just 2 batters in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was the automatic double, getting a single, getting the second, and then Saladino bunted in the third. But a wayward throw from Heath allowed him to go the extra base.
This is the opportune time. It's always nice when Williams leads off an inning. Just presents so many possibilities for the offense.
You know, when Williams has the bases empty, that's where he's definitely the most dangerous.
Pulls that one back, ball 1.
Because when he came here from Florida State, he was looking for a place where he'd be able to run free, where he'd be able to steal and just get on board and make life miserable for the opposition on the base paths. And I think that's just the perfect way to describe what he's been able to do this season. Getting on board, stealing 70 bases, always being someone you have to keep an eye on. The perfect leadoff man, who's also got a bit of power behind his bat as well. 6 triples, 5 home runs, and .561 slugging percentage.
Ground ball heading out to short. Presto. He knew not to take a couple steps to get the throw off, and he just gets Williams for the first out. Brings Saladino to the plate. playing in a little bit at third, as he did bunt last time, but he had a man on second. That one's hit down the line and foul. Got all of it. Just needs to straighten it out.
Just a little bit early. Unlucky there from Saladino, because he definitely is unassuming pop, I'd say that, because he can definitely take the ball deep, but looking at his numbers, you don't always expect him to.
Ball low.
One thing he really does well is get on base. 43 walks this season.
Heath fires. Saladino shot. Oh, that goes down the line. Easterbrook couldn't make the play. Saladino heads to second, and he's going to stay there. Holtz had to go get it in the bullpen on the mound. Saladino glanced back, knew there was not a chance to go to third. He'll stay at second, and the Spartans have a man in scoring position. Holtz, Easterbrook's got to be thinking, how did I miss that?
Yeah, that one went right to him. I was ready to say a good grab at first base,
yeah.
Falling down, making the catch, but stuck out his glove and the ball didn't hit it.
J.D. Urso to the plate. Called out on strikes his first time up. Fouls this one off.
Yeah, Heath has been able to get 3 Spartans to strike out today. Got a swing and a miss from Urso, got a swing and a miss from Valdez, and then painted a strike against King.
Glance back. The pitch. Blocked by Rowell, I should say.
Rowell hasn't had to deal with too many pitches low and away like that. Heath has been known for great command throughout the season, just 13 walks over 77 innings. That's a better walk rate than I think any of our Spartan starters, even though none of our Spartan starters, I'd say, has any command difficulties. No. They all do a really good job of preventing walks. You know, Stipp is, I think, a lower than 3 per 9. Williams and Gonzalez lower than 3 walks per 9. But Heath, very good in terms of his command, too. And that's the best trait you can have when you face the Spartans, you know. Force Tampa to earn their hits and runs at the plate instead of just walking people on board.
Fouled off again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Saladino at the moment a short lead. Taylor trying to hold him on. And that one hits the pitcher, Heath, in the ankle. That's going to move the runner up, but they do shovel it over to Easterbrook for the out. Saladino to third. Maybe just a little bit above the ankle. I would think if it hit him on the ankle, he might be limping a little.
They are going to check on him real quick. Always tricky when you get a comebacker like that. The good news is, though, Heath was able to recover. He'll talk things over with his coach. Question is if he feels okay. Probably will get a warm-up pitch to try to reset, too. Mm-hmm. I imagine he wants to stay in here for this playoff game. Just depends on if he can.
Yeah, he didn't react in any way when it hit him, and he didn't come up limping or anything. They may give him a pitch.
Yeah, of course, because it looks like he's fine, but it also could just be a bit of adrenaline pumping. I think he's good to go.
Yeah. He says he's good to go. So now 2 outs, man on third. And Braden Woodburn to the plate. He walked, stranded at first last time up. Now has a chance to up the lead. And he may just have done that. That one's down the line. Gone! Not just got the runner in from third, but he is going to round the bases with a 2-run shot, and the Spartans take a 3-0 lead, and Woodburn just keeps the hot bat going.
There's something about wearing the number 2 here at UTampa that just gets you hot throughout the postseason. We saw it all the time with Drew Earhart and Braden Woodburn, who already has a ring with us from last season. Now, that's his 3rd home run in 3 games. 2 games, sorry.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
He had a huge home run in the Sunday game last week.
2 of them. He got Tampa back on the board with a 2-run shot to play Urso, making it 8-4, and then bottom of the 9th, he got Tampa on the board to make it 8-7, where Tampa eventually rallied the tie. And it was Villegas who made it home as that tying run off a Russo RBI.
And the pitch to Villegas, fouled off. 2 strikes. So Spartans now in the lead 3-0. Villegas holds that bat straight up until it's time to bat, and he just looked at 3 pitches for 3 called strikes, or 3 strikes anyway, and the inning ends. But a Braden Woodburn 2-run shot ups the lead to 3-0. We've played 3 full. Tampa 3, West Florida nothing on TampaSpartans.tv.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Ready to go too? Okay. Top of the 4th inning we go. It'll be Easterbrook, Taylor, and Rowell. And also behind the mic will be Taylor Stolworthy.
Thank you, Jack. As we continue, super regional action from the University of Tampa baseball field. A very nice day today. Obviously pretty hot, but hey, that's just May in the state of Florida. It's going to be Easterbrook leading off. He was a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning, 1 of 2 from C.J. Williams. Williams has kept his pitch count low. He enters on 36. He has found the zone 28 times.
They did say there was a 30% chance of rain today, but he said most places will not get any. But if you're one of those places, you'll probably get a good downpour.
0-1. It looks like that we're going to be clear for the moment.
We're good.
There is cloudy skies, but, you know, it's Florida. They can just pop up out of nowhere.
We do need rain.
Yes. Always good to get rain here and there, but we just prefer not to happen during baseball games. That's going to be foul, 0-2. Well, Florida might not mind a rain delay, chance to potentially reset. They've been a little bit quiet at the plate so far against Williams. And while we've seen a really good start in return from Jacob Heath, Woodburn did just open the scoring with a 2-run shot, taking Tampa's uneasy 1-run lead off that error and making it 2.
A little more comfortable.
They say a 2-run lead's the most dangerous in sports, but
well, a 7-run lead wasn't safe last weekend.
Certainly wasn't, and there is plenty of time for the Argonauts to bounce back. Question will be if they can get things going here. Ball 1, fastball drifting away. Only 2 lefties in the lineup for West Florida, which means I don't think they'd have any real platoon changes if they face Jake Stipp later this weekend. That's going to take 1 hop to Williams. If he was able to get there just about a second sooner, probably had out number 1. Instead, it's West Florida's first base runner since the 1st inning.
That one hopped just in front of him, and being a turf field, it's going to take a little harder hop than it would on a grass field.
Yeah,
he's able to get the ball down.
That's why Williams, I think, just wanted to play it safe, just back up, let it bounce to him. That is going to bring up Taylor. It is the heart of the West Florida order now. And if you need runs, usually those are the guys you want to do.
Oh,
Well, that's going to be a hit by pitch. Here's another base runner now. Tying run to the plate in terms of Rowell. That's going to get the West Florida fans excited.
they traveled pretty well for this game, down from Pensacola up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, not as far as Mississippi College from last
No.
weekend. So a little bit easier of a trip. And I know they are excited to see the Argonauts at work. As here's the first pitch from C.J. Williams. Rowell takes ball one, slider just missing up high. Rowell's the type of player you want in this spot. Leads the team in home runs, leads the team in RBIs. 51 on the season.
That's productive.
Only 8 home runs. I didn't want people thinking that he was putting up Judge numbers at the plate. Flip to second, throw to first. Nice double play, 6-4-3. I'm a little surprised that Rowell wasn't able to beat the throw out. It was a slow router to Saladino. But a great response by the Spartans, although Easterbrook gets to third.
Yeah, you don't usually see turning a double play when the shortstop fields the ball between the mound and second base. That's how slow it was. But Saladino got it, shoveled it over to Woodburn, who was able to make the quick throw. Got him by a step.
That's going to bring up Willis. Still a chance for West Florida to open the scoring for themselves. But that's become a little trickier now with 2 away. First pitch fouled back. And one thing the Argonauts have to do is, I think, get aggressive, because Williams has been aggressive all day today. Previous at bat, he fired a strike that was weakly hit by Rowell for that double play. You know, he's not going to shy away when he gets into a tough spot. Send down the line, but that's going to stay foul. Russo gave chase, but that was going to land away from him. But now 2 strikes to Willis with 2 away. So Williams gets set. The 0-2. Ooh, almost had him. Williams took a couple hops off the mound. He was ready to head back to the dugout.
I think half the Spartans on the field took 2 or 3 steps in.
I think some of the fans would have as well.
Yeah.
2 strikes, 1 ball just outside. Probably a sigh of relief for Willis. That is not a pitch you can afford to take twice. Although that bounces away from Irigoyen. Runner's coming home, and he can't get the tag as he tries to reach at the plate.
That was some pretty heads-up base running by Easterbrook, because that ball didn't go more than 8 feet away from home plate, but he noticed Irigoyen couldn't find it. And by the time he found it, it was far enough away from the plate that a dive by Irigoyen wasn't going to get him.
I was going to say, you know what, that was actually kind of a bad, wild pitch to run on.
Yeah.
But because Easterbrook didn't hesitate, started sprinting the moment he saw the ball bounce, he had just enough time to slide in safely right before Garavito could turn and place the tag. This one's going to go deep, but in range for Maddox King. And while West Florida get on the board, that's all they're going to get. A single and a wild pitch bring home a run. It's 3-1 Spartans. Williams got out of a tough spot.
That's a timeout on.
More action from Super Regional play when we come back.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Here we go. At the bottom of the 4th here at the University of Tampa baseball field. Super Regional play underway across Division II. East Stroudsburg and Seton Hill face off. Central Missouri, Pittsburgh State face off. Felician and Fort Pierce face off. Indianapolis and Northwood face off. Northwest Nazarene and CSU MB face off. Catawba and Lenore Rhine face off. Angelo State and UT Tyler face off. And of course, the action here at the Birdcage, the Spartans and West Florida Argonauts face off. Trips to Cary, North Carolina on the line. And I believe we are the first regional matchup underway. That one fouls off the catcher, 0-1.
Yeah, the only other one that may have started, East Stroudsburg, is at Seton Hill. That was a 1 p.m. start.
I believe that game got postponed due to weather.
Okay.
I think it'll be on Friday. They now have a doubleheader there.
Okay. Otherwise, the games are all scheduled for later in the day. If not, they don't even start till tomorrow.
Well, that means we might just have a larger viewing audience to start
This
D2
could be huge.
playoff play.
This could be huge. Well, you know that people are going to be tuning in from the other teams, coaches, getting some notes down.
Russo into left field. That should be in range. Catch made. And Arias has had a very good start to the day out in left field. He makes his third catch. One away to bring up Yoander Irigoyen.
You look at the 16 teams still alive. Not that many number one seeds. Central Missouri is a number one seed in the Central Super Regional. Otherwise, Tampa is the number one seed. Number one, Angelo State. That's a familiar foe. They are the number one seed in the South Central. And Catawba is the number one seed in the Southeast Regional. And Northwest Nazarene, number one in the West.
Yeah, so a good amount of number one seeds
4.
escape their regions.
4 out of 8.
But other than that, it was usually the 5 seed that punched their ticket instead. Indy, who has the 4 seed, made it out of a 3-team regional. But a lot of exciting teams in postseason play, including a few that Tampa's had a couple of midseason and playoff matchups against. I know Seton Hill's usually had the better of the Spartans in regular season play. Angelo State, of course, the Tampa of the West, you could call them. 2 away, that throw on target, Irigoyen grounds out. Both him and Russo copied their first at-bat results. Fly out to left, ground out to short.
The lowest seed to advance is Northwood in the Midwest Regional, and they're actually playing number 4 Indy, a 4 seed against a 6 seed in that one. Otherwise, it's 1s and 3s.
And Northwood did a great job beating Grand Valley State and Lewis en route to Super Regional play, as that'll be ball 1 to Valdez. I thought Starr was pointing for a strike. He was checking with Parrish over at first base. 1-0 to Valdez. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 1. Tried to hold up, but this time committed a little bit too much to the swing. Valdez has jumped his average to 304, 381, 461. Still slightly weaker across the board than last season, but hitting a lot better down the stretch. He really started to heat up in the dog days of April. I know you usually say the dog days of summer, but, kind of compress.
In terms of how a major league season would go, that would have been the dog days.
Exactly. And
when you start in late January.
We basically have October baseball here in May as the count goes 3-1. We did have October baseball earlier this season for the Spartans. Team Italy came to visit for a fun 2-game showdown. I covered game 1. Jack, you covered game 2. A fun collaboration as that's ball 4 to Mike Valdez. And of course, we got to give Team Italy their good luck wishes when they roll around to the World Baseball Classic next season. Although we'll actually be covering Tampa baseball by the time that's going on.
True.
So that'll be all the way in February and March when Tampa starts of the season happen. But for now, they're trying to finish on a positive note. Here comes Maddox King, bottom of the order. First pitch away, ball 1. Last time out, King went down looking on 3 straight strikes. And King is certainly going to be one of the Spartans to watch next season as well. A lot of Tampa players graduating. He'll be one of those players that is seen as a veteran, as a junior. 1-0 to Maddox King. rolled foul, make it 1-1.
Well, Joe Urso reloads every year. He doesn't restock. I remember I talked to him before the season started, and I said, boy, you lost a lot of players last year. What do you got? And he goes, we got a lot of good players this year.
And I reckon they'll have quite a few good players next year. Take a look at their starting lineup. New players include Jordan Williams, J.D. Urso on a technicality because he was at Miami last year, Villegas, Russo, Irigoyen, and Irigoyen. So that's about 5 of 4 fresh faces as King fouls this one away. And off the bench is a mix of players that are new, but also players that return. Karstetter, who will be active later in the weekend throughout regional play. Joe Stella, who's been a clutch pinch hitter sometimes for the Spartans. And even Jay Griffith, who came in late in the previous game, Game 7, as a pinch hitter. He was an everyday starter last year, but now kind of acts as our 5th outfielder. 1-2 to Maddox King. Valdez is at first. Good take, 2-2. That pitch count climbing for Heath. He's now over 60. He's done a good job trying to keep his pitch count low. This has been one of his longest innings of the day. The 2-2. 3-2. Full count now for Maddox King. Valdez will be running.
Rowell did his best to frame that one, but you could tell it was outside.
Won't be able to steal the strike that easily. So Heath gets set. Trying to end the inning right here. Ball 4. Just low on the fastball. 3rd walk of the day for Heath. 2 on for the Spartans.
Didn't miss by much, but didn't get the call either.
Taking a look at the West Florida rotation. Manderscheid and Grant Adams are the SP 3 and 4 of this team. Although West Florida haven't really utilized their SP1 just yet. Dalton Neuschwander, who's had a 9-3 record and a 1.83 ERA, will be active one of the games tomorrow or the if needed one on Saturday.
Yeah, he's
I'd
their
imagine the
ace.
latter.
He got All-South recognition.
And you do imagine that he'll be ready for Game 2, either to try to save the Argonauts season or to try to punch their ticket to carry North Carolina. So I think Coach Urso bringing out his ace today, trying to make it so that West Florida would need to win twice in a row. West Florida saving their arm for whatever happens on day 2. It'll be interesting to see. Either way, quick conference on the mound for Heath. He is good to continue. He's on 62 pitches. That was his 3rd walk of the game. It's the first time Tampa's got a runner in scoring position since the previous inning. Or actually, since the previous inning. Saladino made it home on a 2-run shot by Woodburn. Foul by Williams, 0-1. Williams started the game with a single, stole second, living up to the automatic double nickname, and then made it home. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Quick rebound by Heath. Definitely regained some confidence from that mound visit. And he's usually been able to lock in with 2 outs. He's gotten 2 strikeouts in a row with 2 away, and usually on a strike 3 that locates the zone. Williams, I think, has got to be ready to swing. The 0-2. Rolled on the ground. That's going to be picked up at short. Won't have time for the force out at 3rd. Won't be a throw to first either. Bases loaded. 2 away. Here's Nico Saladino.
That one was just slow enough, but just in the right spot enough that they just weren't going to make a play. They weren't going to get the force at 3rd. They had no chance of getting Williams at 1st.
That whole hit pulled Maskin away from 3rd, and that opened up the opportunity for Valdez to reach safely. Because if he just goes and covers the bag, I think there's time for Presto to make the flip and get out of the inning.
And that ball actually, when it hit the bat, had a thud instead of a pop. Just didn't hit it square.
Saladino, first pitch fouled away, 0-1. Williams is the type of player to run out those infield hits. That time West Florida just couldn't convert that final out. You love to get Saladino here because you don't want to face J.D. Urso in a spot like this. Even though Urso's 0 for 2, you reckon he's due for a big play. 0-1 for Saladino. Big chance for Tampa to try to blow the game open. And he's down to 2 strikes. After conceding 1, this would be a great place for Tampa to score. If possible, you don't want to leave him loaded in the playoffs. Pitch number 69 from Heath. Almost got him. Well, have number 70.
Few people disagreed with that call.
You tell they're from the right side of the stands. The visiting fans from West Florida, but hey, you can't fight City Hall. Now the 1-2 on the way, still bases loaded. Up the middle, that'll plate 2. Scoring second easily is King. Williams safe at third. The infield relay just keeps Saladino at first. 2 RBI single as Tampa jumps to a 5-1 lead.
Solid hitting there, right up the middle. 2 outs, everybody's running. Jordan Williams scampers over to third, so now runners on the corners and a 5-1 lead.
And now someone rushes out to the bullpen for the Argonauts. That is an important hit for the Spartans. A win today for Tampa would feel real good because they would be in the driver's seat, needing to avoid 2 L's in a row to punch their ticket back to Cary, North Carolina.
Mound visit only by players.
If the coach came out again,
that
they'd
would be
have
a
to...
pitching change, yeah.
Exactly.
But I think he relayed some instructions to the catcher, Rowell.
It's a great time for the team just try to get back on track, get back on the same wavelength. There will be action in the bullpen, a right-hander stretching and tossing. Could be the final inning for Heath, but if he gets out of the jam, probably gets the green light to continue for the 5th. If you're West Florida, you'd like to keep your bullpen as healthy as possible. Same for the Spartans, even though both teams can go deep into their reserves. You don't want to get in a position where you're using your best arms too early. Argonauts with a 4.09 staff ERA this season. Tampa, 3.37. Swing and a miss by Urso, 0-1. He was expecting Heath to get aggressive, chase the slider. So here comes pitch number 72 from Jacob Heath. That's hit down the line. That stays fair, and that'll bring home a run.
They might send him.
Looks like they are. He's pointing to home plate. Here comes Saladino. And safe. Not enough time. Heading to third Urso. He is safe as well. And a 2 RBI triple for J.D. Urso.
Couple really heads-up plays. Saladino seeing that he could score and beat the throw, and then J.D. Urso, when he saw the ball being thrown to the plate, kept going to third.
Yeah, in that
was
case,
a patented J.D. Urso hit there, right down the line.
Certainly was. Slapped it over that of the third baseman and got it down in left field. That will be a double, actually, because Urso made it home. Made it to third, on the throw home. But I don't think Urso minds. It's the same result. It is extra bases, and Tampa now leads 7-1. First pitch, ball 1 just high to Woodburn. Woodburn always dangerous. Hit his 3rd home run in the last 2 games, last time at the plate. The 1-0's fouled away, making 1-1. That 7th run probably means Heath won't return for the 5th.
Right.
But he still has a chance to get the final out right here. 1-1 count, level to Woodburn. Foul back. Went front door high slider.
Yeah, Woodburn was pretty tough there because that ball was coming in on him, and he hung with it. Still was able to swing.
Got a little bit under that. So the count goes 1-2. Heath now over 75 pitches. Strike 3.
Yep.
Got him looking. Good spot for Heath. That probably ends his day on the bump. He picks up strikeout number 5. Not before Tampa plates 4 with 3 hits. They've jumped to a 7-run lead with 4 complete on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Here we go with a brand new inning. Jaden Fryman leads off for West Florida. C.J. Williams has had a good day on the mound so far. He carries a 6-run lead, 48 pitches, 33 strikes. His previous inning was his most wild with 12 pitches to 5 balls. Strike one. Williams opens up with a high fastball. Ball one, missing low and away. Swing and a miss, 1-2. In his first at-bat, Fryman struck out. He's already whiffed twice in his second try against C.J. Williams. And that's another whiff. Swing and a miss, strike three. Make it 3 strikeouts in the ball game for C.J. Williams. Both starters have done a good job with strikeouts. Williams picking up 3. Heath picking up 5. Here's Maskin back to the plate. Hitting .771 for his slash line entering this at bat. He popped up his last time around, and he's popped up again. Question will be if that one hits off the net. Yes, it does. And off the dugout. Pretty far foul. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Oh, 0-1 count for Maskin. He only has 8 walks this season compared to 27 strikeouts. Here's the pitch, high. That one misses, ball 1. Bottom of the order went 0 for 3 last time around. And there's another swing and a miss for C.J. Williams. His pitch count about to hit 55 in the game. He's definitely got the juice to go 6+. That's good for Tampa, who gets to keep their bullpen healthy for the rest of what will be an active weekend. 2-2. Got 3 games over 3 days. That has if needed one on Saturday, but Thursday and Friday we'll see some action. All games start at 1 p.m. and hopefully avoid any inclement weather. 2-2 on the way. Roll to third. Urso's there. Good pickup by Russo, 2 away. That's going to bring Presto to the plate. Presto flew out to center field so far. A majority of the balls that have been put in play have been on the ground. But he did hit one deep in his first at-bat. Didn't go deep enough for his first home run of the season, though. But that was almost a pretty crazy commentator's curse. There is going to be strike 1, or ball 1. 1-0 now from C.J. Williams to Presto. Dom Presto. On the ground to Russo. This will be another play potentially. Urso, he doesn't have it. Good hustle by Presto to get an infield single. Close. Just not close enough. That is going to bring on Holtz to the plate. And he's got a runner at first to work with. First pitch, strike one. Slider hitting inside. And Williams able to get ahead. Holtz hit a fly ball, but not as deep as the previous one in his first at bat. That's going to be rolled to Saladino. Would have been a double play ball. They just take the force at second. Side is retired. Good hustle by Presto means there is one hit, but there's also one left aboard. And we are headed to the bottom of the fifth. Tampa and West Florida, 7-1 scoreline for the Spartans.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Well, the warm-up has concluded, and we've got our first call to the bullpen of regional play. West Florida has brought on Colton Dorsey.
Dorsey comes in with a 2.84 ERA. He's 1-0 with his record this year. He started 3 games. He's appeared in 12. Has no saves to his credit. 25 and a third innings pitched, 19 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, 15 walks, and 22 strikeouts.
He's one of the most active players out of the bullpen for West Florida. It's him, Chase Stanhope, and Brantley Wills that are the go-to bullpen guys, I think, to really watch out for this super regional weekend. But Dorsey gets the call to get things started, and he gets ahead 2-0 to Villegas. Swing and a miss, 2-1. The skies have grown cloudy here at UTampa, a little bit more so than it was to start the game, where there was a good amount of sun and occasional clouds, but things have,
Another bat sailing farther than the ball.
Second time today, the bat goes flying away. And this time the net was there to prevent it from going into the stands.
J.D. Ursos was a little Texas leaguer. Yeah, the cloud cover, it's a kind of solid cloud cover instead of individual clouds. Last weekend we had nothing but blue skies.
Things are going to heat up as we got blue skies looking like the rest of the weekend. High fly ball by Villegas. but not super duper deep. Arias is there, one away. Tomorrow, projected to be about 94 degrees. Saturday, 97. Given that the real feel has been about 10 degrees more than what we normally have, I have a feeling that both teams don't want the series to reach Saturday. And personally, I'd be good if it ended on Friday as well.
Yeah.
And we have an air-conditioned booth that we're in. Down the line and foul by Russo, it's 0-1. But Cole Russo, I mean, whenever this guy comes to the plate in a clutch situation, you know he's going to deliver. Bottom of the ninth against Mississippi College, he brought Villegas home to tie the game. One of the hits of the season for the Spartans. Only one-upped by J.D. Urso in the next inning, walking it off. Oh, and 2 for Russo now from Dorsey. That's going to be ball 1, missing down low.
Taylor, just checking out the radar, there's a rain offshore that is working its way toward Tampa.
Something to watch out for. It had a bit of rain throughout the morning across the state as well, as the count goes 1 and 2. Popped up. And out of the park.
So if this rain, whatever's out there, stays together when it hits shore, it could be raining here not too long.
Yeah, it looks like that it has a chance to potentially just sweep across. Doesn't look like anything too severe. As long as there's no lightning, we can play ball in wet weather.
Yep.
The turf field actually is very well designed for wet weather, as that's ball 2.
I'll keep checking in with my home office in Palm Harbor. They'll get the rain first if it's going to happen.
Yep, for me over at St. Pete, that'll also get some rain a little bit earlier than Tampa. Like you said before, though, we could use the rain.
Much needed.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 away now. And Dorsey picks up a strikeout in his second batter out of the bullpen. Irigoyen back to the plate for the Spartans, the first team Sunshine State Conference catcher. Ready to go. Forms one half of that aggressive platoon that Tampa loves to run. But this postseason, it's been Irigoyen's spot to play at, as he has been the 1A throughout most of the season. 0-1 for Irigoyen. For 2 today, but he had 2 ground outs to short. 0-2. One more strike, and Dorsey brings Tampa back to the plate. If you're checking out our live stats, they still have the player wrong. It's Dorsey now on the mound, the number 22. He replaced Heath, who had 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 5 Ks, and 3 walks, as that is going to be ball number 1, missing down low. Ultimately, Heath had some good stuff out of his start with 5 strikeouts, but Tampa did get some timely hits.
Irigoyen's bounced out twice short to first. See if he can get off of that number. Yes.
Well, he's going to do just that. It's a fly ball to left field. And unfortunately for Irigoyen, Arias is able to get there. He kind of slipped in the outfield. It looked like he almost kind of misjudged it, almost dropped in for a single. But he gets on top of it, and Dorsey gets a 1-2-3 inning, including a strikeout. For the first time today, second time today, Tampa goes down in order. We are headed to the top of the 6th. Spartans lead 7-1.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
C.J. Williams will face Arias to start the inning. And Arias has been active in left field. He's had a couple of catches today. We'll try to get things started for the Argonauts. 2 groundouts so far. Williams enters the inning on 61 pitches. He is on very good pace. A little bit slower than Maddox's pace, but Maddox, of course, being a complete game shutout in under 100 pitches. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to go for the Maddox. You see the 1 on the scoreboard for the Argonauts.
He's averaging 12 pitches an inning, and that is really good.
13 in the first, 10 in the second, 13 in the third, 12 in the fourth, 13 in the fifth. Very economical. And he's been also very active in throwing strikes. 1-1. 1-2. Slider clipped the corner. That was close. You could tell the Argonauts fans were hoping that'd be ball 2.
It cut the center of the plate and then went out. Definitely a strike.
And that is either strike 3 or a fly out. And, well, the latter.
Careful, boys.
Ooh! Saladino almost knocked Woodburn over, but Woodburn holds on to the ball. 1 away. Here comes Easterbrook, the first player to strike out against Williams today. Williams looking good out there on the mound. Definitely what he needed after last week, having Mississippi College just get the better of him. He was in the position Heath is in. Handful of strikeouts, but also a couple of runs surrendered, 2 away.
Nice job by Woodburn to just keep that ball in front of him. It took a hop off his chest. All he had to do is pick the ball up and throw it out.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball by Eastbrook, and that was actually a good thing for Woodburn. A slower bobbled ball probably puts Eastbrook on board, but Woodward had time to pick it up and slide it over to Russo. That'll bring up Tanner Taylor to the plate. Try saying that 3 times fast. This is his 3rd try to get on base. He got hit by a pitch and singled, and he'll take strike 1. He's the lone batter to get aboard, not via hit for West Florida. Only 1 base runner surrendered. Not via hit. No walks today for Williams. Just that 1 hit by pitch on an offering that just drifted inside on him. Top of the 6th. It's game 1 of the Super Regionals between Tampa and West Florida. A Pensacola-Tampa showdown as the count goes 2-1. Cloudy skies here at U Tampa, but they remain dry for now. 2-1. 3-1. Fastball drifting from Williams. First time he's had a 3-ball count today.
Is that the first? Yeah. Nothing I could recall before then.
Only occasionally hitting 2 balls in a count. That is not ball 4. The count goes full with 2 away. On deck is Rowell. And will Taylor get on board for a 3rd time against C.J. Williams? Well, we'll have to try again. Williams not wasting any time even on a full count. Pitch clock resets. Williams to Taylor. 3-2, 2 away. Fouled again.
Williams challenging him, but Taylor just got to hold off till he finds that just right pitch.
Yeah,
or ball 4.
Waiting for the one he wants. Williams going to have to keep trying to get that strikeout or just something in play. 3-2 one more time. And that was the pitch he wanted him to hit. Fly ball, but Maddox Kings got it. Catch made, side retired, 3 up, 3 down. And while he gets to a full count for the first time today, Williams doesn't let Taylor get on board for a 3rd time. 7-1 Spartans, bottom of the 6th. 2 up for you, Tampa. We've got 8, 9, and 1.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
With the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, here comes Mike Valdez. He leads off for you, Tampa, and he'll take strike one. Dorsey remains on the mound for West Florida. They'd love him to go a couple innings here. They need to find 9 more outs from the Spartans if they can't chain 6 runs together.
This was not a safe lead last Sunday, so you can't assume
Yep,
it's a safe lead today. It looks good.
It's only 6 runs, and, well, Tampa knows a thing or two about scoring 6 runs with about 9 outs to go, as the count goes 1-1 now for Valdez.
That was just so dramatic last weekend. Just a run here, run there, then I think 3 to make it 8-4. Then they made it 8-6. Home run to make it 8-7 in the 9th.
The 0-2 misses down low, 1-2.
It was nice to see that ABC Action News and WFLA came out and did stories on the team yesterday.
Always cool to see them supporting the Spartans.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely a matchup to remember from that Game 7 of regional play. Fouled away by Valdez.
I know you saw it, but at my tweet after the game when they posted it, it's like, this was the most amazing game I've ever done play-by-play on.
Yeah, I've had a couple of crazy games throughout my few years of doing play-by-play. I started doing it here at UTampa back in 2021, covering the latter end of fall sports, mainly soccer and volleyball. Then in the spring, I covered lacrosse and softball before hopping on for the postseason with you, the same year as the Kevin Kiermaier catch. Since then, I've been covering soccer, volleyball, occasional basketball, and baseball throughout the spring.
You're a jack of all trades.
Valdez down the line, deflected and caught. What a play at the hot corner by Maskin. 1 away. He tipped it with his glove, and then using his arms, he basically cradled it into his body to make the catch.
That's a big play because they're still running if that gets past them.
That's a double for Valdez if that slips into the outfield. If that drops, Valdez is probably safe.
Mm-hmm.
1 out, here comes Maddox King. And I have seen some pretty crazy comebacks before throughout my time covering Tampa sports, covering
Your many
different
years
things.
in the booth, huh?
Yeah, one of the crazy ones earlier this season was 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Tampa overcoming a 5-0 defeat against West Alabama to win 6-5.
Yeah.
Funny enough, it happened against another Gulf South Conference school. That started a 25-game winning streak for women's softball at Tampa. Wonder if that could lead to a 25-game winning streak for Tampa men's baseball. That would be nice to win 25 in a row.
That would carry over into
season.
next year, if you're counting what they're doing now.
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
we
actually,
can't-
that's only a 2-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, we can't play 25 games in the playoffs here, unfortunately. I think if we win out rest of the way, we've got about 8 more games of the season. We'll win like 5 in Cary, potentially, and
Yeah,
of course, 2 here.
more here, yep.
If we can hold on for 3 more innings, Tampa will be halfway to Cary, North Carolina. But the Argonauts will try to bounce back. 7 runs is the most they've conceded as a team in regional play. They gave up 6 against Florida Southern in the regional semifinal, and then won 8-3 to punch their ticket to a matchup in Tampa. On the ground and foul, still 1-2 to Maddox King. I think the Argonauts were a little disappointed. They were watching the Tampa game against Mississippi College thinking, oh, nice, we're going to have home field advantage for
Yeah, I
regional
bet you
play.
they were getting that field groomed for a couple innings. watching this game.
They were the 3 seed in their region, Mississippi College the 4 seed in ours, so that would have given Pensacola the rights to host. But instead, as Tampa, the number 1 seed in the region, number 2 seed in the nation, made it through, home field advantage stays with the Spartans. And I'd have to remember, I think it might have been back before Super Regional play began that Tampa didn't host a region or Super Region of baseball action. It's been a while. Ball 3.
I think that was one of the great moves, is to go to the Super Region format, because I did a number of years where 8 teams would show up in Tampa to move on over like 5 days, but they'd be playing at 8 in the morning, they'd be playing at 10 at night.
Absolutely brutal days on the mic. Definitely not easy to keep up the energy for play-by-play covering that much
Well, my
baseball.
mistake, and Scott Lynn's mistake as well, when he was doing the games with me, is Tom's like, hey, we got to do all the games. We're like, no problem. Then we look at the schedule like, oh, problem. I mean, we were here from 8, like I said, 8 in the morning. Sometimes the games would end at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight. And we had rain delays just for the fun of it.
That too.
And then they say be back tomorrow at 8.
Yep. Rest up, drink whatever honey you can at night, right before going to bed. And then more baseball the next day. Strike 1 to Jordan Williams.
And I always would use a soothing Pepsi, was my choice.
So of the soothing Pepsi to this day.
Anybody? Marketing opportunity?
Unfortunately, I can't have a soothing Baja Blast that late at night. Caffeine would keep me very much awake.
No, I have to stop.
Fouled away by Williams. Maddox King was running. 0-2 now to Jordan Williams.
I see Maddox has that glove or mitt on his left hand.
Yeah, he is ready to slide. He's one of our most important defenders, so you definitely got to keep his hand safe. Of course, we already mentioned some of his fielding acumen.
Oh, man. He's
later in the weekend.
Something else.
What a leaping grab in center field that time around. Hasn't needed any crazy plays yet today, but I imagine he'll make 1 or 2. Throughout regional play, swing a drive by Williams. Right fielder stumbles, still makes the catch. His throw not in time. King avoids getting doubled up, 2 away.
Raj, did you say it rained a little bit here earlier today? Because that's twice now an outfielder has slipped trying to go to a ball. Okay. It came down well? I mean, fairly hard? Okay.
We've got Raj running the show today. He is back in Tampa over summer break. He's been with us throughout most of the season.
And you're from New Delhi? Mumbai.
Definitely got to give a shout out to him and everyone else that's a student worker throughout the season for U Tampa.
Raj did basketball games with us.
Pop fly. Raj also gets on the mic for soccer occasionally and volleyball.
Oh, they can't see it?
Yeah, no one can see it, but that's
Doesn't
also
matter.
going to hit off the net, so it didn't really matter. Definitely got to give Skippy a shout out as well. Covered softball regional action and super regional action while we were here covering baseball regional action. Dre, who covers basketball and lacrosse on the cameras, and he was here earlier today as well.
Getting us set up.
Got to give a shout out to Josh Sperber, who usually hops on the mic for volleyball and some of our fall sports.
He's doing Clearwater Threshers. He's their play-by-play guy. Devin and I stopped and talked to him a couple weeks ago.
Runner goes. That wasn't strike 3. Maddox is in safely as the ball rolls to the outfield. Stolen base for Maddox King. So, yeah, if you're wondering where Josh was in the spring, well, he's down with the Clearwater Threshers.
Clearwater Threshers, single A team. Does a nice job there.
We also got Bruce Wozniak, of course, the inventor of the Can't Fight City Hall line.
Yeah.
He usually covers lacrosse. He was active throughout the postseason.
Yeah, and my buddy DeCarlo DeVoe doing color basketball for me, or with me.
And it's been a great year for Spartan Athletics, and we got an exciting 2025 left to finish up. But for now, trips to the national championship on the line. Tampa wants to become the 4th team to make it at least to the national quarterfinals. Tampa men's lacrosse headed to Gillette. I think it's Virginia, which is the host of the women's semifinal and women's lacrosse final. Chattanooga for women's softball. And, of course, Cary, North Carolina awaits the winner of this series right here. 3-1 for Saladino, by the way. I thought it was 3-2. Ball 4. Saladino on. Second walk of the inning. That will see some action in the West Florida bullpen. Dorsey's pitch count over 20 now. Here comes J.D. Urso as well of a conference on the mound. And will the player in the bullpen move or not? That's going to be the question. We see the head coach for West Florida headed out there, but this just might be a conference for the team. Always predictable for the Spartans whenever you see Urso out on the mound. There's going to be a change. It's usually Melatello that heads out there otherwise. But this one's just a refocus, hype up thing for West Florida. As a team, they're going to look to get back on the board. C.J. Williams will most certainly return for the 7th. He's online for a high-quality start here in the playoffs, as J.D. Urso hopes to give him a little extra support. 2 outs, 2 on for the Spartans. Urso, a 2 RBI double in his previous plate appearance. Oh, he almost got hit in the head. Fastball drifting away from Dorsey. 1-0. Urso was the highlight player on the Div 2 Baseball Twitter account on players to watch looking forward to Super Regional play. That's where I was able to find a 625 stat line in terms of hitting in the regionals. And Urso trying to stay hot as the postseason continues. The rest of Tampa's offense has also shown up and done well today. And they've drawn a few walks as well. 4 within the last 3 innings. Urso fouled away. He's down 0-2 strikes.
There's one other game underway right now, and that's Northwood leads Indy, and that is 3-1. That is in the top of the 4th.
That's an exciting region. 4-6 for their Super Regional. Not a huge surprise that Indy made it to that round. Swing and a miss for Urso. Side retired. Second time Urso's gone down swinging today. 6th time a Spartan has gone down swinging today. Tampa gets 2 on, but thanks to the 2 walks, that's no hits and no runs come home to score. We're headed to the top of the 7th. Still a 6-run Spartan lead.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
We are back at the University of Tampa, and so is Jack Ike to cover these final 3 innings looking for the save.
Holding on to a 7-1 lead are the Spartans. Top of the 7th, Rowell will lead off over 2 today. Couple ground outs. C.J. Williams has just been cruising along. He's at 74 pitches through 6 innings. Ground ball up the middle. A diving Saladino. What a nice play. We've seen Woodburn make one going towards second, and we now see Saladino. The advantage he had that time is when he goes towards second, he's working his way toward first, whereas Woodburn had to get himself upright and throw across his body. Either way, a couple good plays by the middle infield for the Spartans. 1 up, 1 down.
I think it was Rowell who also had that tough play to Woodburn previously. So unlucky. He's had a couple of good hit ground balls.
Yeah. He's going right back up the middle, which is what you need to do to get on. Willis now to the plate. He's got a couple flyouts. Actually, one was a pop-up.
Our home field has been a tough place for any team to play. Tampa 30-2 is the home team this season. Conversely, West Florida only 11-8 as a road team.
There's one hit out into center, and Maddox King came in quickly and made the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Notably, though, tomorrow in terms of the home and away records, the teams will flip for regional play, meaning Tampa, they stay in their dugout, but they bat in the top half of the inning, West Florida in the bottom half. Spartans 17-6 is the road team, and West Florida 20-9 is the home team. And they're also 5-2 in neutral site play. Tampa this year has had all their games at home or on the road. No neutral site games.
Ground ball, Urso, hot corner. Inning over, quick inning by C.J. Williams. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th, get up and stretch. Even if you're in the Barca Lounger, the recliner, you got to get up and stretch. Tampa on top, 7-1, right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Braden Woodburn to lead off for the Spartans here in the bottom of the 7th. Walk, a home run, and he struck out last time up. And that ball a little bit high inside. 7-1, Tampa on top.
Dorsey's been great out of the bullpen, you know. He's gotten into a little bit of trouble here and there, a couple of walks, but
foul, just foul.
He's been able to battle through 2 innings, and I think West Florida, you know, if Dorsey's filling up to it, we'll give him the green light to go through the 7th and 8th if possible. If you lose today, if you're the Argonauts, at the very least in a spot like that, you could at least have the benefit of having the rest of your aces out of the pen ready for having a very short hook for a lot of the people tomorrow. Because if you're playing for your season, you can't take any risks. You got to get aggressive with a bullpen. So having your bullpen and guys ready to go is a benefit. But Dorsey's done a good job today so far.
Ball high. 3-1 now. Swing and a miss. Might have swung at ball 4, but it was close.
The thing is, if you're up by 6 like this, you can get a little more aggressive. You're anticipating them throwing more strikes, but this is a good low and away pitch from Dorsey.
That is hit high and deep. Not going to leave the park, though. Near the warning track, coming in a little bit, is Urias, and he makes the catch. We'll bring up Villegas. Dorsey sets, fires. Inside, bounces off the backstop.
I think one of the notable things for Tampa, Villegas and Russo both moving up slightly in the lineup. Villegas to 5th, Russo up to 6th. I know Russo was down in 8th throughout most of the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Ground ball, that might be tough. Cut off, though, by Maskin. And they get the throw. He was able to get that one, not quite fast enough to get past him. Though the ball being thrown around the horn got past him. And that will bring up Cole Russo with 2 out.
I was able to have an interview with Alexa Russo, the cousin of Cole, previously in the weekend. That was during a 9-run inning for the Spartans against Albany State. But unfortunately, Cole Russo got pinch hit right before.
We planned it.
Yes, right before as the interview began. I was going to be ready to sort of talk about both of them here at UTampa.
Yeah,
but
your cousin coming up.
Unfortunately, they literally pulled Cole right before it could happen. But the good news is Cole had a very nice re-entrance in Game 3, providing a clutch pinch hit appearance, and then eventually the game-tying knock. And actually, no, it was Game 1 against Mississippi College. He had a pinch hit appearance and a 3-run shot.
0-2. Fly ball heading out toward left, not going to leave the park. And caught by Urias to end the inning. He's been busy out there. Number of putouts. We now head to the top of the 8th inning. Still a 7-1 Tampa lead. We'll be back on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Eighth inning we go. Tampa on top, 7-1. C.J. Williams on the mound. Keeps cruising along for Tampa. 79 on the pitch count after 7 innings. So under 12 pitches an inning.
Having 5 in the 7th definitely helps him out a ton in that.
Yeah. Maskin, the third baseman, to lead off, 0 for 2. In his plate appearances, a pop-up, and he went 5-3 in the 5th. Showing bunt, pulls it back. 1-1. Popped up, playable. Maddox King coming in. Waits. And the out. So we move to Dom Presto Number 8 hitter, number 3 on the back of the jersey.
This is his third at-bat today. Did single back in the 5th inning. That was the most recent base runner for West Florida. You're going to get a chance to reset. That one missed the bat and plunked him on the head.
Yeah.
He looks all right, though. Maybe a little bit shaken, but I think he's good to continue. That's why I wear protection.
Yes. Williams fires. Off speed, fouled off. Strike one. It's actually 0-2. And that one hit him. Goes 0-2 and then unfortunately hits him to put him on base.
That's the worst feeling when you're up to 2 strikes and you plunk the batter with multiple balls to give. That's just the danger, kind of trying to work that inside part of the plate. Sometimes you're going to slip.
Brings the number 9 hitter Dean Holtz to the plate. He's got a fly out to left and a fielder's choice. He went 6-4. And looks at strike one on the first pitch here.
I think one thing that Williams does is that he really doesn't show fear out there, you know. If he makes a little mistake, he's just going to keep pounding the zone. He's going to be aggressive, get the early counts, and once he gets late, he'll be able to get kind of back on top of you with the off-speed stuff as the count goes 1-1. Definitely, there was a violation called, it looked like, on Williams.
He pointed at the batter, but it went 1-1, so it's got to be on Williams. Fouled off.
Count circled back to 0-1 on the scoreboard, so I think it actually was just the batter calling timeout.
Okay.
I think our scoreboard thought he was calling a ball violation.
Yeah.
Of course, you get, like, I think a timeout per at bat. Pretty sure the pitch clock works the same way it does in MLB here.
Ball hit out into right field. Going back is Villegas, but has room in front of the warning track, makes the catch for out number 2. That'll go back to the top of the order. Alex Urias to the plate. Their top hitter is 0 for 3 today.
You know, majority of their stars have been quiet so far in Super Regional play. Take a look at the 4, 5, and 6 core of their lineup. They're 0 for 9. Raul even hit into a double play. But I think it's less that they're doing weak and that Williams has just been very locked in.
Now they're pointing again, and now they made it a 2-0 count.
So it looks like there was a pitch clock violation, because after it was ball 1,
Yeah.
Williams was just a second late, it looked like.
Strike call.
Now I imagine Williams is going to get back up there and try to go as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm. Ball high, threw that one with 7 on the clock. We saw some pitchers last weekend. They were ready to do their windup at 17.
Yeah, no Tampa softball. They don't have a pitch clock, but they play like there is one. They're very quick in the circle. They get quick, like set quickly, and just continue at a rapid pace of play.
That might be the first walk Williams has given up today.
It is.
With runners at first and second.
He's hit 2, but he's only given up 1 walk, and that was it.
And Sam Militello is going to come out as Spartans would like to nip this one quickly if they need to.
They'll have someone warming up in the pen. I imagine like maybe Alfonso, maybe Stefuk, maybe Fletcher. Someone just to try to get those final would-be 4 outs. They love Williams to complete 8, and I think he can definitely do that. He is now on 93 pitches, though.
This is his highest pitch count inning, as he has 2 outs, but he's at 14 for the inning. He'd been throwing 10, 11, 12, and 13.
It could be Williams' final home appearance for the Spartans. He'd love to end it straining 2 on a high note.
Easterbrook waits. Looks at one just outside. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. 7-1. Tampa leading here in the 8th. Ball high. So now a 2-0 count. Down the middle though, strike there, 2-1. Two-one pitch, ground ball. Nice job by Russo to gobble that one up. He trots over to the base, and the inning is over. And 2 on, they stay there, and at the end of 7.5, still a 7-1 Tampa lead right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Colton Dorsey back on the mound for West Florida since he has come in 3 shutout innings. He's walked 2, struck out 2, faced 11 batters at 36 pitches. First batter he will face will be Irigoyen for Tampa, and he hits one out into left field. Going back near the wall, 375 mark, off the wall, got away from Urias, and heading into second is Irigoyen with a stand-up double. That was a very tough play for Urias to try to make, and it hit a couple feet away from his mitt, bouncing off the wall, and then away from him.
That would have been awesome if that cleared the fences, but
Yeah.
definitely won't complain about a lead-off double. And good for Irigoyen to just get on board. Kind of quiet to start the day today, like we mentioned. He had 2 groundouts to short, and then a flat that was caught by Urias. This one out of reach.
Brings Valdez to the plate. First pitch a little bit inside. Leadoff double. Man on second, scoring position. That is the 8th hit of the day for Tampa. Tap foul. Dorsey fires, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Maddox King on deck circle. His job, go get those foul balls behind the plate. Fouled off. I noticed you can't see it, but Maddox King has a unique thing he does when he first gets to the on-deck circle. He stands facing the screen and does practice swings where he swipes against the screen. I don't know if it just makes him feel good. I mean, he's not timing, just sort of getting some timing down, I guess. He'll take about 2 or 3 practice swings like that, then step away.
Always have your little ritual kind of before getting to the plate.
Mm-hmm. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Man on second. Valdez waits. Taps it foul. And King will go get that one.
This is a long battle between Dorsey and Valdez. Tampa's got a 6-run lead, so you don't imagine that West Florida is really going to have an aggressive hook on Dorsey, but they did bring him out because they didn't want things to get too out of hand. Dorsey's done a good job of that.
Ball low, 2-2.
But that could change if Tampa can really get something going. They've got the top of the order coming up, and they've been active today. 2 hits for Williams, 3 and a walk for Saladino. A 2 RBI double for Urso, and Woodburn has also went yard.
Swing and a miss there. 1 out. And that will bring King to the plate.
That's 8 strikeouts now for the West Florida pitching staff today. You know, Tampa's definitely been aggressive so far. They've been able to draw some walks, but that mainly came at the back end of Heath's outing.
King's reached twice on walks today. Swing and a miss there. Ball high, 1-1. Jordan Williams on deck. Will bat unless there's a unique double play here.
Yeah, probably need to hit a line drive right to Taylor and have Uruguayan running.
Won't happen. Base hit for Maddox King, and coming to score and touching the plate to make it 8-1. Irigoyen. So the Spartans just up the lead by a little bit more. A little more comfort. And a trip to the mound, and they're looking down at the bullpen, so you may get that pitching change. We didn't think it might happen, as Dorsey had been very solid, but he's taken the ball.
I would have given Dorsey a chance to finish the inning, but I have a feeling he just might be tired out there.
Yeah.
That would make a little more sense to pull him because he was doing good. Kind of a little blooper there up the middle. Nothing too powerful from Uruguayan. Just beat the infield that time. But I do got to say, very, very good work from Dorsey to keep Tampa quiet. There's only 2 hits surrendered. Came right here.
48 pitches. And a lot of it in relief role. So you're right. He halfway to 100. That's a lot for a relief pitcher. It looks like, is that number 8 or number 9?
It's one of the two. Well, given that the 9 is not existent on the team. Actually, it's Jake Cooper, who's a batter. It's number 8.
I've got Blake Thomas, number 8.
I think that should be Blake Thomas.
Okay. Blake Thomas comes in 4.41 ERA, 2-0 on the year. 18 appearances, no starts, does have a save. 16 1/3 innings pitched. given up 13 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 11 walks, 13 strikeouts.
He's got that kind of sidearm release. Not a super aggressive kind of submarine action, but just an awkward arm slot that can be pretty useful. He's going to face Williams, Saladino, and Urso, 2 lefties to start out, given that Williams going to bat on the opposite side of the plate as a switch hitter.
We saw a distinct sidearm submarine pitcher last weekend from Mississippi College. And sometimes he'd pitch sidearm, sometimes he'd really dip down.
Yeah, he'd dip pretty low to the ground sometimes. Other times he'd stand up straight pretty much and fire a fastball from that sidearm angle.
So Thomas is ready. Jordan Williams steps in. He's had a productive day for Tampa. Base hit scored. And another base hit and scored. Tack on a stolen base. King with the lead off first. They chase him back. And the pitch. There goes King. Throw down to second. He's going to beat it. One hops in. And King now on second. If it was 15-1, you probably don't steal, but 8-1, inning to go, you can't really say this one's over.
Yeah, there is still 3 outs remaining.
Outside, 1-1. Pitch to Williams. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball. Williams called out on strikes. He was hopping around. I don't know if it's because he didn't like the call. I think it was because he didn't like the fact he let it go by. So 2 outs now. King on second.
I'd assume Williams was disappointed that he missed that one.
And a strike call to Saladino. Base hit, a double, and a base hit. And a walk. He's been on every time he's been up today. Nice curveball. Thomas brings it in.
Good velo difference there, because that really kind of slowly tumbled into the plate. That can be tough to time up if you're a batter.
Popped up, in play. Maskin, third base, calling for it. And he just makes the catch. Had to quickly dip over to his left. Makes the catch. Spartans do pick up a run. And we will head to the top of the ninth. 8-1, Tampa on top. Right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Top of the ninth we go. Last chance coming up for the West Florida Argonauts in this Game 1 of the Super Regional best-of-3 series here in Tampa. Ryan Stefiuk coming on to pitch for the Spartans. What a nice job by C.J. Williams through 8 innings today.
Stefiuk's been pretty good this season. A 3.03 ERA, 28 strikeouts over 32 innings. I think the only reason his ERA has jumped up a few points was because he gave up a couple runs against Mississippi College over the last weekend. For a while, he'd been one of the leaders in ERA for the Spartans. Still is, but obviously small sample size, kind of tough to judge. He does lead the team average with a 100. 1 plate appearance, 1 hit.
Looking to win that batting crown for Tampa. Tanner Taylor at the plate now to lead off.
I know Jake Turr was disappointed. He was probably thinking he had it in the bag.
Got to like the fact that pitchers get the chance to hit for Tampa.
This happens on occasion. We saw Eli Thurman hit last weekend, but keep in mind, Stefiuk and Thurman are not two-way guys.
No.
They just came in with a 20-run lead for the Spartans. Tampa was up by a lot to Eckert, and they decided to give Stefiuk a plate appearance. He asked the catcher if he could get a fastball. Catcher said, yeah, sure.
Call the fastball.
And Stefiuk took it to the wall.
Going the opposite way, only one field player has made a pitching appearance this year, Joe Stella. And that was in a game that was the Spartans were not going to win, so they just wanted someone to close out the inning.
And that was against Mississippi College last weekend.
First game, yeah.
And because Tampa was down by a few, Urso elected to keep his bullpen healthy for what was going to be a grueling leg of games ahead. And Stella got a chance. Gave him a home run, but that was the only blemish.
And Taylor draws a walk. Haven't been many of those today on either side.
Yeah, Williams only gave up 1. His final line score is 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He did hit 2 batters, though. So those are the only times people got aboard without a hit.
And brings Brett Rowell to the plate. Man on first, and the pitch. High, ball 1. One-0 pitch. High again. So Stefiuk at the moment having trouble finding the strike zone, and Sam Militello has noticed that as well and is going to walk out and say, hey, strikes preferred.
It's Alfonso coming to the bullpen too. Tampa's got a comfortable lead, but they just notably need Stefiuk to throw some strikes. Got a couple of weak balls in play, which he's done a good job of doing this season, and get out of the jam.
Couple hand gestures by Sam. Said, come on, just pound the zone. So it'll be a 2-0 count continuing for Rowell.
This is a big inning for West Florida. Obviously, they would need a lot of runs to try to make this closer, but if they can get something on the board, that gives them good momentum to carry into Friday.
And he goes ball 3. (3-0) with a man on. And he gets the strike there. (3-1) pitch. Swing and a miss. Battles back to a full count.
That's a big strike to just gain some momentum, gain some confidence.
Fouled down the line. That will be out of play.
You're facing the biggest power threat on West Florida, but you do have the platoon advantage too. It's kind of an interesting dynamic in the at-bat. Definitely imagine Rowell has got to feel good about a full count, but how does he feel about facing a lefty?
Strike 3 call, and Rowell, not sure if his look is one of why didn't I swing, or I can't believe you called that a strike.
That was close. That was right on the corner. Good spot from Steffiuk.
Jaden Fryman now coming to the plate. One out, one on. 8-1, Tampa comfortably on top. And that one misses to Willis.
That could have been a double play ball if Willis was as aggressive there, seeing a couple strikes in a row. I think Steffiuk was hoping he was first pitch swinging and would have rolled on top of that one.
That one's a called strike. Double play ball would send the fans home happy. In the dirt. And he sets. Here's the pitch. Just missing outside. 3-1 now. Swing and a miss. Full count again. Just as he did on the leadoff hitter, Taylor.
I wonder if you send Taylor here, see if you can get Irigoyen to think a lot on this full count pitch.
Does not. Fouled back.
Because one idea would be if you force Irigoyen to have to pop up to pick up the ball, he might pull it into a ball and give up the walk.
3-2 coming up again. Steffiuk sets, fires. Popped up. Is it playable? They're going behind the screen. And Irigoyen comes back to make that catch. He hung it with that one. Those are tough because they usually come back toward the field, and he did by a couple feet. We made it to 2 outs. Steffiuk says, hey, thanks for picking me up there.
That's the type of contact he's looking for, and nice little falling catch by Irigoyen.
Brings Jaden Fryman to the plate now. Last chance for the Argonauts. Ball outside. Tanner Taylor still on first. There's a strike inside corner. Cole Russo now not bothering to hold him. Matter of fact, he's about 20 feet off of first base. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down to their last strike. One-two pitch with 2 outs. Fly ball, left field. Williams coming in. Ball game, Spartans win it. 8-1 the final. In the first game of the Super Regional, a best-of-3 series this weekend against West Florida. Tampa with the win, now 48-8 on the season. C.J. Williams picks up the win. He is now 13-3 on the year. West Florida falls to 36-20. And Heath, with the loss, falls to 6-4 on the year. So we will play again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. A win for the Spartans sends them on to Cary, North Carolina. Taylor, any last-second thoughts?
Yeah, a great day to open for the Spartans. Stellar pitching from C.J. Williams, going 8 innings of 1-run ball. And the offense, also responded in kind. Got to give a shout-out to Nico Saladino. He brought the first run home. He brought the 4th and 5th runs home. Also, Braden Woodburn, he's staying hot. That's his 3rd home run in 2 games. It seems that things are really starting to pick up for the Spartans. And, West Florida, they've got the feeling that they're the underdog coming into the series. But you imagine that that's going to be even more prevalent on Friday. I think they'll be bringing their ace, though. So that'll be a big challenge for the Spartans, who have brought home 9 runs or more in each of their last 4 games, actually 8 runs or more in each of their last 4 games. It will be an exciting pitching duel. I think last season's National Pitcher of the Year, Skylar Gonzalez, would get the start for Tampa. Could be Stipp, but either way, I imagine the Arcanauts are going to come back swinging tomorrow.
They'll probably go with Dalton Neuschwander on the mound. He is a all-conference and all-region selection this year, and he, as you said, will more than likely go up against Skylar Gonzalez or Jake Stipp tomorrow. 1 o'clock game time right here in Tampa for Taylor Stolworthy and Raj running the board. This is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 1.